welcome to SVG-TV News, Friday, August 28th, 2015. I am Jennifer Richardson. Now for the details. Local Red Cross Director Bernard Maxman says that word from Dominica is the situation there is grave. Speaking to SVG-TV News today, Maxman stated that rescue missions are a high priority to ensure that lives are saved. Maxman revealed that with lives lost and persons still missing, regional and international agencies are already deploying search and rescue teams to help persons who may be trapped by debris and mudslides.
The 12 persons that have lost their lives, and in excess of 20 persons are still not accounted for. We also understand that the situation is so grave that communication with Dominica is posing a problem. We've tried on several occasions to get to our counterparts at the Dominica Red Cross. That proved futile. I attempted to walk through the St. Lucia Red Cross. That too has not yielded any fruit. I did so through the Antigua Red Cross. Just a while ago I made another attempt. They too have not been able to get into Dominica. What the Director General in Antigua advised me is that he was able to, just for a brief moment, speak with the Director General as well of Dominica, just for a brief moment, and the system went again.
The Director General of the Red Cross appealed to persons to contribute basic items such as water and food supplies that would be needed by the affected people of Dominica.
Naturally, after that sort of situation, those types of things would be needed. Monies, relief supplies, water, of course. Even though Dominica has so many rivers, they would still need bottled water and quite a few other relief supplies. What we can do is start preparing ourselves. So once we get information out of Dominica as to where we can go, then we will make the appeal at home. So we are asking Vincentian citizens to stand by for information that may emanate either from ourselves, the Red Cross, or from NEMO, through NEMO, where we can make that level of assistance to Dominica.
Focal Point Director for HIV/AIDS, STIs, communicable diseases and immunization, Ferosa Roach, says that the Ministry of Health is hopeful that they will be able to halt the spread of the HIV/AIDS virus and STIs in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Roach says that with the new knowledge and training now at hand to deal with communicable diseases, following a capacity building workshop held here yesterday at the Methodist Church Hall, our department would be better placed to deal with this threat. Roach further says that because of the workshop, they will be able to implement new strategies to contain and possibly eradicate the disease.
We have been looking at focusing on a different type of STIs. We've been focusing on contact investigation. We've been focusing on new scientific evidence in terms of the management of hepatitis B and those sort of conditions. Not only in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, STIs generally, on all of the STIs, the symptoms, the management, complications.
However, Roach is warning all Vincentians who are of legal age to wear protection, saying that the spread of AIDS and STIs is not because of a lack of information, but the reckless practices of persons who refuse to use condoms.
I am not going to say it's lack of education, because information is out there. Information is on the internet, it's on the media. So I really would not say it's lack of information. But you know, behavior is a hard thing to change, and some people are set in their ways. Some men would say to you that they're not going to use a condom because it takes away from the excitement. So I think it's based on personal behavior and how they feel towards using a condom. I don't think it's a lack of information, because the information is there.
Meanwhile, Medical Director for the Caribbean HIV/AIDS Regional Training, Tina Hilton Kong, says that in order for the government to effectively combat this disease, the workers in the field must be comfortable with their work. She urges workers to always strive to be professional and confidential at all times, because failure to do so gets in the way of treating patients.
Well, you know, the management of STIs, including HIV, is not an area that many healthcare providers feel very comfortable in. Mainly, it has to do with sexuality, it has to do with sexual infections and so on, and areas that people don't really feel comfortable. So it's not an area that persons are sort of you know, attracted to per se. So you find that that is also an area where they have less knowledge or practice or experience with managing. So it's always good to get persons involved, get them in the know, empower them to be able to even have an encounter with persons, so then they can counsel them, and if they can manage, great. If they can then refer, that's also important.
Focal Point Director for HIV/AIDS, STIs and communicable diseases and immunization, Ferosa Roach, is advising persons with HIV/AIDS to get treated, adding that though it is an unfortunate disease, it is not a death sentence. She says that treatment of HIV/AIDS and STIs helps in the fight to end the spread of the disease and infections, adding that no matter their sexual orientation, persons should always take the necessary precautions to protect themselves.
Well, what the people need to do, basically we want persons to educate themselves. They could visit any of our health facility. Our staff, we are building their capacity so they would have the skill to impart information to persons so that they would know how to practice safer sex. We are trained health professionals who should be very confidential. We know that there are some persons who may not be that confidential, but this training is focusing on that aspect. And at the end of the workshop, we hope that persons will trust us more to come in and share, because persons will be out there, and some of them, because of the sensitive nature of STIs, they're afraid to come in.
And with the new HIV/AIDS statistics revealed, SVG-TV took to the streets to find out if people think sex education should be taught in schools.
The impact that sex can have on their life, particularly if they do not engage in it in a proper way, if you're involved with the wrong partner, particularly if you're drawn under the influence of drugs and alcohol and so on. So the school has a critical role in playing and in terms of imparting it in our curriculum.
Well, to be educated about the problem will make maybe have more awareness of what is going on and be more prepared on how to deal with the problem. So of course, education is a must when it comes to sex and education.
So that the young girls and young boys should know, the teacher will tell them what is out there and how to protect themselves. And so it should be taught.
Sex and AIDS is a very prevalent thing, so everybody needs to be sensitized about it. So yeah,
we need to educate our girls so that they can make the right choice when it comes to sex.
It's not easy if you teach them outside. Plenty of them get pregnant and don't know they're getting pregnant for, and things like that. So I feel you should give it a try.
Yes, because when you get into sex, you should know what to do and things like that.
Young children in school supposed to study their education, because you know they run around, lots of diseases are wrong. So I think, as people were talking about sex in school, I think that yes, too young to get pregnant. So a lot of they should have that in school.
While pleased that this country has made strides in combating undernourishment and malnutrition, Senator Jomo Thomas is of the opinion that a parliamentary front alone will not address the real issues to eliminate hunger. Senator Thomas adds that public education must be included to deal with hunger.
It is my respectful submission that a parliamentary front against hunger and undernourishment would not address some of the real health issues facing our people today if we do not look further and deeper at the problems which we face here in St. Vincent and across the region. It is my submission, Mr. Speaker, that education is fundamental to the eradication of hunger, undernourishment, and disease.
The senator says the youth in particular need to be taught how to make better nutritional choices so that they develop healthy lifestyles as adults.
Today, there is a proliferation of overweight children. So we are eating more, but we are not eating the right things. And when we compound that with a tremendous amount of salt, which is placed in our foods and our snacks, we are having the kind of problems which we are having. So it's as if we are making one step forward and we are making 2 steps back. And added to this as well is the overconsumption which has proliferated in St. Vincent of alcohol and alcoholic beverages. And alcohol is fundamentally sugar. So this is why across the world you hear people talking about beer bellies and so on. You drink a lot of alcohol and the sugar is retained there and we put on a lot of pounds.
Minister of Agriculture Saboto Caesar is promising to give more attention to banana farmers throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister Caesar says that this is important to ensure the longevity of the sector, adding that banana needs to be regenerated and therefore produce a greater profit at the regional, international and local markets. Caesar says that the banana industry is vital to the reduction of this country's high import bill, and therefore the Ministry of Agriculture is prepared to work even closer with the banana farmers.
Attention is also going to be paid to the banana industry. We are aware that since 1992, between 1992 and 2001, some 4,000 banana farmers left the industry. And the banana farmers can expect assistance under the banana accompanying measures. What the government did as a matter of policy, we could not sit down and wait on the banana accompanying measures. So we put in place an interim program that is functioning extremely well and is going to serve this country for a very long period, where we capitalize the Farmers Support Company with the sum of $12 million so that farmers can have a kickstart to production.
Therefore, Caesar added that the $30 million received from the BAM project will be given to farmers in grants, though some of it will cover technical costs.
All the monies provided under the banana accompanying measures, however, will be given to farmers by way of a grant. All the monies, all the assets which are coming through the $30 million of the banana company measures will be coming by way of grant funds to farmers, because I don't want our farmers to mix both. The first $12 million we provided loans to farmers at 2% interest. The $30 million is to be provided to farmers in the form of grants, and of course it will not be $30 million going directly to the farmers, because significant sums of those monies are for technical work.
Minister of Agriculture Saboto Caesar says that his ministry is targeting the nation's youth for the improvement and the longevity of the agricultural sector. The Agriculture Minister was speaking at the construction of the Pen to House the Pedigree Stock Accompanying Measures BAM project. Caesar says that the government has embarked on a number of projects involved in the training of youths since their participation particularly farming and livestock rearing, is vital for a greater contribution to SVG's GDP.
The long and short of this project, the banana company measures has a particular target for the youth, young people. And according to the United Nations, you are young when you're under 35 and under. Of course, that is for their purposes of calculation. Of course, a man is as young as he feels he's young. But we are placing emphasis on the youth in the livestock subsector, since we are seeing it as an income generating avenue, an opportunity for young persons in the country to gain livelihoods through the rearing of these animals. And we are going to ensure that these young farmers obtain the technical training.
The Fisheries Summer Program, which was held under the theme Equipping the Minds of the Young Through Fisheries Education, closed today. The closing ceremony, which took place at the Fisheries Conference Room, had some 49 participants receiving certificates and prizes following their training in various aspects of the fishing industry. Chief Fisheries Officer Jennifer Cruikshank-Howard says this is the 4th year of the program and explains some of the activities the youngsters were engaged in.
There were 2 batches of students, with batch 1 program from the 4th to the 7th of August and batch 2 from the 10th to the 14th of August. 49 students from several communities and various secondary schools participated in the program. The theme for 2015 was Equipping the Minds of the Young Through Fisheries Education. For the 2 weeks program, students were being educated on topics such as fishing gear and methods, data management, fisheries science and marine environment, fish quality and fish product development, fisheries management and conservation.
The Chief Fisheries Officer also emphasized that the Fisheries Department continually conducts programs to get youth involvement in the industry and to better equip them with the necessary skills for success in that sector.
More detailed proposals and business plans from potential investors. Currently, the division continues to manage the operations at the Calico, Oria, and Union Island Fishery Centers. Today, we have some of our nation's youth with us. These are our future generation, the future of the fishery sector, if they are so pleased. It was a pleasure having you participated in this year's program, and for next year's program, please tell a friend so that they can participate and have a fisheries experience too.
On Thursday, August 24th, Alvin Henry, a national of Grenada, was arrested by the police at the Grenadines Wharf with possession of 5,553 grams of marijuana. Following his arrest, Henry appeared before Senior Magistrate Carla James and pleaded guilty to the offense with intent to supply. The court heard that on the date in question, police were at gate number 5 at the Grenadines Wharf conducting checks on persons traveling to the Grenadines. Henry, along with a hired cartman, arrived at the gate with a sack which is said to have contained flour. However, after conducting a search on the bag, the discovery of 3 taped packages containing the illegal substance was made. Chief Prosecutor Adolphus Delpesh requested an adjournment in the matter in order to ascertain from the Grenadian authorities if the defendant has any criminal record there. The matter has been adjourned to September 3rd, 2015.